everyone. We just got done reviewing the end of Ahsoka. So go check that out. It's about Star Wars. It's about the wars in stars. So, well, I thought we would do, since we just reviewed this Star Wars show about a Star Wars lady, so we would have our own little tournament of Star Wars ladies.
Oh my goodness.
So you guys can judge us any way you want, power, charisma, whatever. But I have made a bracket here of the leading Star Wars ladies, and we will go and see who is the best of the Star Wars ladies. So our first matchup is Princess Leia, the OG. She's very feisty. She wears a gold bikini, and she's the other one, the other Star Wars or Skywalker twin. So she has the Force potential. Let's kind of just forget about what happens in the new trilogy, but and then she'll be facing down Marin, who is from the games of Star Wars, Fallen Kingdom or Fallen Order. I always call it Kingdom, like Jurassic Park. Fallen Order and Jedi Outcast. So she's a former Night Sister, and she helps out Cal Kestis. So she's got that going for her. Her negatives, I would say, is she doesn't always be as helpful as she could in those games, especially at that last boss. But what do you guys think? What do you got, Leia or Marin in this matchup?
Is this who we like more, or who?
It could be anything
we think would beat the other one up.
Well, what do you guys think? Do you want to go by like or by who we think would win in a fight?
Is Marin the witch lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm going to go with Marin, mainly because of what happened with the sequel trilogy. Like,
she flew in space, Thomas.
her JPEG flew in space.
Only Superman can do that, pretty much.
So we got one vote for Marin. I'm going to vote for Leia, actually.
I'm going to vote for Leia.
You have 2 votes for Leia. Michael?
This is where I don't know. I feel like if we're going by who I think who would beat someone up, I think Marin beats Leia, because Leia doesn't do that much. But I feel like Leia's more... I got more nostalgia for Leia as a character, and I like Leia more as a character, so I would go Leia in that sense.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I only played Fallen Order. Is there a lot more Marin?
Oh, way more.
Yeah,
way more.
She's actually
because I really liked her. I really liked her in the little bit like that she was in.
Yeah,
except for the last fight, she doesn't help enough.
she's great in Survivor.
One of the best sequences in
oh my god,
the second one.
Oh my
is amazing.
God. That still blows my mind. I need to watch a video.
It's still great. Yeah.
All right, let's go by wins in a fight.
Then I gotta go Marin.
Then Marin.
I'm still going Leia. I think she can outsmart her. Marin's kind of, I don't know. She just
arrogant.
No, she just, I don't know.
You don't like Marin?
She just doesn't seem to have a lot of heart.
Think she'll give it easily?
What do you think, Jared? Are you going to switch your answer?
No, maybe if I played Survive.
Okay, so we got a tie. So we got to figure out how to do a tiebreaker. Jared, do you still have those chance cubes?
I do have one.
Yeah, that's all we need is one.
Because I give them out to friends. Let me see.
How come I don't have one?
Thomas, you're not going to be happy with one chance cube.
I don't have a chance cube either, Thomas.
Yeah, like what the hell?
I don't have a chance cube.
Dang.
No,
who are you friends with?
Yeah, like who are your friends?
I gave you a chance. Can you shut up? I gave you a chance, Joseph.
Remind me how they work. There's
just
all the sides.
Red is the mother, blue the boy.
No, but is there more red than blue?
There's more red than blue, yes.
Okay, so we'll do.
Well, on these, they're the same.
Oh, it's the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do Leia as blue and Marin as red. So go ahead and toss that, Jared.
Ready?
Yep.
Red.
Yes.
So that was Marin.
If you couldn't tell, I did a force thing. and I clicked it.
But
So
how
Already,
how do we know Jared's not lying though?
it's true.
That's true.
We don't know-
I'm an honest person.
we can't trust him. We don't know who his friends are.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, so let's go to the next matchup. We're going to go down here, actually, to the second seed,
Whoa.
which is Padme Amidala, Queen of Naboo. Bad taste in men, but she can fight. We saw that she
Big
can
hats.
Bad taste in men. He's the coolest bad guy that's ever been.
It's true.
fight. Well, he wasn't that when she met him.
He was always that, even as a child.
She saw that potential. She saw that emo-ness.
And number 7, we have Hera Sedula. So she is now the general of the New Republic, but she was one of the founding rebels. So,
Is that green
And
tentacle head
she's-
lady?
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, good pilot.
Yeah.
And I am going to vote for Padme. I got to go with Padme
Really?
on this one.
Going
Yeah.
Same.
really.
Same.
Thomas
Same.
is going for
She
Padme.
just-
That's
like
not
a-
even a question.
She shoots pistols and wears funny hats.
The hell?
You remember when Padme was wearing that black dress
Oh my
thing?
God,
or when she was
true.
wearing that?
Everyone
Or when she
surrenders
was-
there. It's Padme.
And she's like, you
It's
can't have
Padme.
feelings for me. It's like,
I know.
It's
I got a lot of feelings right now.
Can you go
Anakin's
put the big
sweating
hat thing
bullets.
back on?
Thrawn would surrender his whole army in an instant. No
True.
questions asked.
Can you go put that big red dress thing back on and then tell me that?
Go put back
Plus,
on your
it's, Natalie,
curtains,
it's
please.
Natalie Portman, and I'm just like, come on, man.
Plus, Hera is kind of grumpy in Rebels. I think she's kind of better in
She's
Ahsoka. All right, so we're gonna go to the next round, which is Rey Skywalker versus Kira
Kira.
from
I don't even care.
Solo.
Don't even care.
Who's
Kira
Kira?
from Soul. Oh, the
is
main
that-
chick.
Is that what's her name? Amelia Clark?
Yeah,
Darn.
I don't remember.
I don't like
anything about
either
Solo.
of these. I don't like any of these. Ray.
Yeah, I think Ray. I don't remember Solo, and I don't think. I mean, one has a lightsaber, one doesn't. One has the.
yeah,
Yeah, but one's Ray.
I like Ray actually, but she's got.
Do we think-
she's got
yeah.
bad movies.
I actually like Kira, but I don't think she'd be able to beat Ray just because Ray is like OP
Yeah.
and not in a good way. So I guess we'll go with Ray. Okay, so our next matchup, our last of the first round, is Ahsoka Tano, the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker, and Jen Erso, the leader of Rogue One. So
Oh.
who do you got?
Ahsoka.
If we're going by beaten up, well, I don't know. Ahsoka couldn't win a single fight in the whole show.
Are we going by beating up?
Yeah, we can.
We kind of
Okay.
said that, and then but then,
Yeah.
Okay.
now we've
okay.
got.
I was.
I mean, the dress won in the other fight, so
I'm gonna go with Jin just because I think she'll fight dirty. So even if she has to get blown up by a Death Star, she'll still beat Ahsoka.
But she only got one movie though, so I mean,
That's true. Only one movie.
yeah, I'm gonna go Jin too because just don't think Ahsoka got it in her.
Jared?
wow.
I'm gonna go with Ahsoka.
Okay, so we need another tiebreaker, Jared. So go ahead and
Give us the
What-
chance.
What are the colors?
let's do Ahsoka blue and Jin red.
Ready?
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
shaking. Okay. Red.
So
Wow.
that's Jin, right? Yep. Upset. We'll call it an upset. Okay, so we'll go on to the two upsets: Marin versus Jin.
I'll go with Marin.
Marin.
3 Marins. It doesn't even matter what I think. So
It never does.
Whoa!
So our next matchup is Rey Skywalker versus Padme.
I'll go with
So-
Padme. I can't vote for Ray. I'm sorry. I can't.
Does Padme have a weakness for black leather dresses?
Or does Rey have a
Does
weakness?
Ray have one?
Oh, what did I say?
Padme?
Padme.
Oh, does Ray have a weakness? My bad. My bad.
Who wouldn't?
I know. That's what I'm like.
Yeah, I'll go with Padme. What the heck?
I'm going with Padme.
Doesn't matter what Michael thinks.
I'll give Ray a point.
Okay. Ray got a point. So we get down to the nitty gritty. The championship fight. It's between Marin the Night Sister and Padme the Queen. Who's gonna win?
You know, Marin can't handle that dress.
She's not a queen anymore. She's a senator.
True.
Yeah, I think that would kind of make Marin uncomfortable.
It could make her question everything. See, I think Padme wins. I think we've determined the most powerful character in Star Wars.
I'll go with Padme. What do you about you? Padme. Thomas?
Doesn't matter.
Who would you want
It
to vote
does to
for?
Padme, Thomas.
All right, I'll go with Padme. She gets a full sweep.
So there you have it.
Clean
Padme
the
wins.
board.
I think
Queen of the Star Wars Ladies Tournament.
Oh my.
the second I brought in that dress,
Yeah,
She
that's
won.
true. That dress killed everyone,
That
man.
did.
It's true.
That was the trump card.
12-year-old me is like, okay.
I remember
yeah.
in the theater, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
We allowed to watch this?
How far is this going? Yeah, so that was pretty fun. We'll have to do this with the guys sometime. See who comes out on that one. I just heard news before we started recording. Apparently, Guillermo del Toro was working on a Jabba the Hutt solo movie at one point.
Indeed. He's still supposed to be doing a movie.
Yeah, but he's always doing that.
Yeah, he's always,
he's always doing a
he's
movie.
he's always doing like some kind of project.
Yeah,
Like he did 2 games that never got out. He did anyway.
Tons of movies. Tintin, wasn't he supposed to do one of the Tintins?
Yep.
Dang it! I'm
Supposed to do The Hobbit, which if you see the
Yeah.
concept art for his thing, it looked amazing.
all right. So let's look at the box office real fast. October 6th through the 8th. The Exorcist with the big number for a Blumhouse movie, I guess.
The
27
Exorcist beat out Saw.
Yep.
Yeah,
it looks pretty bad.
it looks terrible.
Yeah, it
It
does.
is, yeah.
And then Paw Patrol hanging on to that second place. So
I saw an ad the other day for Paw Patrol's like #1 movie in America. And I'm like, stop it. Stop it right now.
It was, Thomas. You can't argue with that.
No.
Saw number 3. The creator bombed.
Yeah.
Not surprising. New sci-fi just does not do good.
It didn't cost a lot, so I mean, if it does
Yeah,
like well
but
overseas,
It costs more than $6 million.
That's true.
And then the blind hanging on to the top 5 in there. Yeah, so that was the box office.
I just want to say, have you guys seen the film theory for Paw Patrol? It's pretty deep.
They have one?
Yeah.
Pretty deep.
I might have to check that out. What the heck is going on in Paw Patrol land?
It's pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie. Check it out.
Someone commented or made a meme as like Paw Patrol is about to turn 10 years old, so those dogs are probably almost dead.
That's harsh.
especially the bigger breeds.
All right, let's get into our watch list. What did we do this week? You want to start, Michael?
Sure. Let me pull it up here a second. Let's see. I got 4 movies. That's all I got this time.
Wow.
Not book, TV, and movies like last time.
Nope. I thought I was gonna finish a book, but then at work we had weird stuff we were doing where I couldn't really listen to much. But I just
Had to make an ominous oven.
I did
Michael?
make a very large oven. Yes, indeed.
He didn't get that, by the way. I brought that
He
up.
did not.
I did not
He
get
was just-
Joseph's joke. or
I
Thomas's
had to
joke.
completely like
He just spelled it out for me.
spell it out for him. He's like,
I was like,
Oh!
well, my mind doesn't go to cooking people,
Yeah, let's
Thomas.
mine immediately does for obvious reasons.
Oh, let's not touch on that.
Alrighty. Movie number 1. I think I brought it up to you guys. Oh, before spoilers, I did not watch Jared's movie. I apologize.
Wow.
Oh, dang
I
it. And
know.
I had my
I
movie.
This is
ready
why
to
you don't get a
go.
chance, Cube.
You can give me yours, Joseph, and I can watch both of them this week. I didn't watch Soga until today, and then I took a nap, and then so I didn't, and then I finished staining my fence. So that was my day today.
How
Anyway,
did staining your fence go?
I got a new gun, and it worked really, really well. It did it super fast.
Danny staining with blood.
I so the first movie I watched that Wolf Walkers movie that I mentioned before, the animated one on Apple TV Plus. Not as high as everyone said. Like all the reviews are saying this is amazing. Very, very good. Story's a little simple, but the art is so cool. It's almost like 2D-esque video gamey kind of art, and the way they like set backgrounds and stuff. For like if something's really in the distance, they just kind of angle it to where it is just kind of like a wallpaper in the background. Very interesting. Yeah, what up?
Have you seen their other ones, like Secret of the Kells?
Mm-mm.
It's good.
I have not.
Try it.
Didn't expect Mr. Sean Bean in this movie.
Oh yeah.
He plays the dad. Didn't expect him
Does
to
he-
live. And he
Does he
lived.
die? Oh, he lives.
Sean Bean.
My
lives.
God.
You really expected him to die?
There's a point.
It's Sean
There's a couple
Bean.
points. Yeah, you actually really expect him to die in this movie, honestly. So spoilers, but very good movie. Characters are really great voice acting and everything. Second move. Oh, I lied to you guys. I read this wrong. I have 3 movies and 1 show.
Oh,
The show I finished is actually Done, which I forgot that it was being done until I watched the last episode. But Reservation Dogs on Hulu is
oh!
done and over. So Taika Waititi's creation.
I
with
thought
someone
that's the name of the show was Dun Dun.
No, done is done.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, Reservation Dogs. This show is just so enjoyable. And the last season was it didn't really have an overarching story in the last season. It was just kind of like they're all kind of finally moving on from the events of their lives, and they're kind of, it's just that kind of like the point of they're growing up and now they're moving on in their lives, and it just ends so happily and so good. It's an excellent show. Then very, very last minute, I joined Johnny and Jared on their trek to see Saw X on Thursday, was it?
They took you
Yes.
there?
I was like, Johnny, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm going to see what Saw with John or with Jared. And he's like, you want to go? I was like, I don't know. And then it was like, I got off work, got home, and I was like, I have nothing to do. All right, I'm on my way. So yeah, Saw X. I went in, never seen a Saw before in my life. I went, I was like, I wonder. I don't think this would be my type of movies. And spoilers, they were not my type of movies. The premise in this one's really cool. I like the lead up to it. With his kind of like, because I know you know who he is, and it's kind of surrounding the main guy, and you know who the bad guy is. And you're like, who's gonna piss off and what's gonna happen? It didn't lay out the way I thought it was going to. So I was really kind of down with that. A lot, like the most of the movie is just set up. Like there's not really any torture for quite a while, and then you get to the point where it's like the torture games and everything. And like, yeah, this is just not for me. Like I'm bored now. Like when it got to that point, I got bored. And then it, like the first ones were kind of creative and cool and interesting, and then it gets to the last couple. Oh boy, and it's like the good writers took vacation, and then they're like, just throw someone else into the end. The dialogue turns terrible. Like it goes from really, really good and interesting. The ending, the dialogue is terrible. The
Weird.
like everything just like scales down probably 3 or 4 points in quality. It's so dumb. It's absolutely ridiculous, actually, honestly, how this movie ends and what transpires with these Saw people. So stupid. And the bad guy lady, yes, she was attractive, and I enjoyed that part. But the actual like what happens with her.
I have a thing for them bad guy ladies.
I was-
Don't you?
apparently I do.
She does, man.
But like what happens with her is so stupid. And then she has those annoying things where she thinks she's got the one up, and she's like, I'm smarter than it. I was like, oh God. Just yeah. Not a satisfying ending of the movie. Very dumb. Jared, do you want to give your points while I'm on
I'll
it,
talk
or-
about it when it's my
Okay,
turn.
I'll let you-
I
I'll let you
have
do
thought a lot about it.
I hear people are digging it. so
I know. I was
please.
excited. Like the premise and everything's really cool. The acting's great. The main guy, super good. Just his creepiness and everything. But yeah, just too dumb for too dumb in my opinion. But anyway,
According to Ari,
not for me.
a cute old man.
true. She did call him cute while he was planning the death of many.
Look at that cute old man.
I did like the conundrum, the kind of which I assume is throughout it, but his kind of way of saying, I'm not killing anyone. Like you have your shot, do it, whatever. So I like that idea and kind of his thing, but it's just so much. I just feel like it's just like, I don't know. Not for me. I get it, but not for me. The last movie we watched this last night? I did watch this last night. I watched Donnie Darko. Never seen it before?
I thought
Really?
you saw that.
I'd never seen it before. I saw Jared shaking his head now, and his review on Letterboxd.
Johnny loves that movie.
Surprising. This
Yeah.
movie's amazing. Like I was astounded by. I was like, I didn't know anything about this movie going into it.
You like this, but you don't like Saw.
This movie is so well put together, and it's like the weird that's not trying to be weird. It's just genuinely.
What? No,
weird.
what?
Yes, 100%. It's not like oh, we're being all edgy and weird and weird.
It was exactly that.
No.
It is known for that. It is.
It's like genuinely. I'm like, what is going on? Like this isn't like what is it? What is it? In The Green Knight? Whenever it just has random junk going on, which I'm sure I know Feds Thomas to poop with that movie, but whenever they have just like it's like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Like this movie, you get to the end, you're like, oh, you kind of realize why everything was in the movie, and it has that satisfying wrap up at the end where everything kind of comes together. You're like, oh. Like I immediately finished it. I was like, I kind of want to rewatch it right now. I want to go back, and I kept having conversations pop. I'm like, oh, they were talking about that at this point. Like it's really well spread out through what the heck's everything's going on, but no answers are given until the end, which I really, really liked. But yeah, super weird. The dialogue's a little iffy most of the time, but yeah, just the concept and the way it's like laid out and everything. I was super into it the whole time. Just the mystery of what the heck was going on, and very much enjoyed it. Jake Gyllenhaal, very weird in that movie.
I think my favorite movie in that, or favorite line in that movie is like, I just think you're the Antichrist.
True. I love when his old speech there. He's like, no, you want to stop being fat, stop eating snacks, whatever. You want to learn how to defeat your bullies, go fight or whatever. Yeah, he's just like not having it with the pedophile man.
Or Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
One director that like never did anything
I
else.
know. We were talking about that last night. It's like he has nothing at all. But so
nope.
Like 8 movies and none of them really known. But yeah,
they didn't even let him keep the name for Donnie Darko.
Dang.
Yeah,
but
that's why they had that really weird sequel.
I thought it was excellent though. I really, really liked it.
S. Darko, isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, it's his sister.
Weird, but that's all. That's all I did.
That's all. Oh,
that's all.
That's all. Jared, we got to go to you to see your X thoughts.
Sorry,
give it to you.
I actually don't know what other movies he did, so I was looking it up.
Oh.
Let me pull up my list.
My list.
Not ready to talk about Saw because I need to say a lot. So I watched 2 movies and then, of course, YouTube. So first I watched Dr. Sleep, the sequel to The Shining. The Shining is probably my favorite horror movie of all time. So it's kind of hard to... It's in my mind, you can't follow it up, but they did anyway. This was directed by Mike
Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan.
Mac Flanagan.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't my cup of tea. There's some bad dialogue in this as well. So what this is about is Danny's older now. He's gone through a lot during The Shining and afterwards. He's kind of just traumatized afterwards, especially with his dad doing the things that he did in the first one. He relies on drinking to kind of dull the pain, and eventually he goes to this town. And he gets help from this guy. He's like, I see like kind of like what you're going through. I went through it as well. And he kind of goes to AA after that. And he sobers up. And then it's like 7 years later. I didn't expect a time skip, but 7 years later, he's clean and stuff like that. The other side story is these people. I don't know if they're given a name, but they're like vampires, but they feed on Shining, the ability, those people with that ability, which is pretty much just like psychic kind of abilities. Mm-hmm. So they feed off of that energy. And the main one is played by Rebecca Ferguson. She does a good job in this.
Michael's like a vampire.
You have my Ferguson and vampires. You have my attention.
So the whole thing is about Danny protecting this girl who is developing these shining powers, and the vampires are like, this is the most power we've ever seen out of somebody. It's like, it's nuts. I'm telling you, it's nuts. And And so it's that group trying to find the little girl, and then Danny helping her. There's some awesome callbacks. I know Michael's gonna watch this, so I don't want to spoil anything. But I'll probably talk about it more when he talks about it, because I really don't want to spoil anything. But it's always weird when Ewan McGregor, he's not like, I don't know. I always see him as Obi-Wan, like this good guy. And he's just
and
like
he's a bad guy.
when he's not a bad guy, but he's like drunk all the time in the beginning, and he was kind of messed up, and you're like, oh, well, I guess he was in Trainspotting, so it's the same thing.
It's the same.
But like I said, it's kind of hard to continue The Shining to me, and I don't think it did. It's not really a story I needed, and I don't know. It's not a bad movie. It's just I didn't need it. I can see people like it. I can see people liking it, but it just wasn't for me. So now I'm going to talk about Saw X, and I'm going to let you guys know that for a Saw movie, this was actually really good. Kind of up there, because I love 1, 2, and 3. I think Michael would like the first one. It's more of a thriller than a horror movie.
Yeah.
There are some of that torture element, but they didn't go like,
is in it.
they didn't double down on it like in the sequels.
Yeah.
And it started that whole like, he's not killing the people, he's giving them a choice, and if they're strong enough, they can survive his games. But this was a cool little in between. I like how because the ones without John Kramer are just like, they're okay, but that's what you're there for. Like he's such a cool character.
He wants people to play the game.
Yeah, he just wants people to have a good time.
Did the assistant come back?
Yeah, so Amanda is back in this one.
Oh.
So I didn't know anything about this movie going in, and I had no idea Amanda was going to be there. Once I saw her, I was like, oh, the detective's going to be there too, and he shows up at the end. One of his other proteges.
In the most useless mid credits cut scene.
I know, it was pretty weird.
Why have this here?
Eventually, everybody like becomes Saw's protege.
No, there's only 4.
No, a lot of them died, Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's only 4. The other one I can't is a huge spoiler, but not like you guys will watch it. But
Huge.
Mario Lopez.
But it was so cool when that was introduced in one of them.
It
But
blew your
anyway,
mind?
It blew my mind. I was like, oh my God.
I can't believe it. Freddy Krueger.
You guys aren't going to watch them, right?
No.
Spoilers for if
I
you
watched
wanna
the first 2, and I was like, I'm done.
spoilers if you don't want to
Yeah,
be
I've seen
spoiled
the
on
first one.
the 4th protege. It's Carrie Ellis's character from the
Oh,
first
yeah, I
one.
knew
Oh
that.
yeah, no, I've
Okay.
heard of that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
he comes back
He comes back in 3D, and it was awesome.
missing a foot.
3D.
Carrie in 3D.
Yeah. But no, this one was really cool. It takes place mostly in Mexico. Well, pretty much in Mexico.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not really the beginning of his fight with cancer, because he's had it like through the whole series. But he's still like, he doesn't look as sick like in the 3rd one, where he's like, you can see him about to die. He gets the opportunity. Well, he hears this guy. He goes to this counseling meeting where they're like people dealing with their cancer, and if like how to just live with it, and like your last moments if you're not going to beat it or something like that. And one guy he sees on the street while he's drawing his little torture traps for his victims. One of them looks fine, and he just gets a cup of coffee, and he's like kicking his heels and stuff like that. And he's like, yo, what happened? And he's like, dude, there's this doctor. He can cure anything. And he's like, really? And he's like, yeah. And so he goes to Mexico to meet this doctor and get the treatment. And he goes there, and he gets bamboozled. I'm going to cut it short. He gets bamboozled, guys. They can't cure nothing. They're just there for the money. They're taking people's money. He finds out this is a whole scam, everyone he met along the way was part of the scam. So like he develops this kind of friendship with this girl that was working there. So he's pretty distraught about that. So now he's like, oh man, everyone's getting tortured. But I was talking to Johnny a few weeks ago because we watched Spiral. Traps in that god awful. They were dumb. They weren't even like that gory. They're just dumb. These they were back to Saw, like top form traps. Guy gets his eyeball sucked out. It was awesome.
So do you agree that the last part of the movie went down in quality, like Michael thought?
No, it just becomes more of a Saw movie. It doesn't really go down in quality. The one part that did go down was like, you know how like all of them end with like that whole like The Usual Suspects. It was planned the whole time.
Mhm.
And this one, it was kind of like, oh yeah, I could see it. It was like,
you know what? You are Kaiser Soze.
Everyone was part of it. So you got to think everyone that he met there was part of it, not just like some, but like even like the patients that were there that were getting treatment, they were just actors. So
I'm waving at Luna.
Yeah, we know.
he was
No.
It wasn't that much of a revelation, like the first one or the third one and the second one. But no, it was cool. It was cool seeing like Kramer and Amanda, the duo that everyone is there for. I honestly, it's like up there with 1, 2, and 3 and 7.
What I've heard. Why is 7 so
just
far?
Because of that, like the traps were cool. Chester Bennington was in that one as one of the victims. The lead singer of Linkin Park, if you don't know his name, Chester. I guess.
Yeah.
And then that Carrie Ellis reveal was like, to me, I was like, what? I like totally forgot about it until that, because I watched them all in a row and I totally was like, he's gone, because of course. But then he came back and I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I really like Saw X. I think if you're a Saw fan, especially, there's some callbacks and some references to the other ones, and it was really fun.
Even Spiral?
No, God. God, I wish that was never made. But yeah, I highly recommend it, especially for this like Halloween season. Go check it out. And don't listen to Michael, because he just watched this. This is his first one. You can't go to like Lion King 1.5 and be like, that's an amazing series. You got to go to Lion King 1.
1.5 is honestly the best. It's
pretty awesome. Not the best one, but it's pretty awesome. I forgot I watched the third movie. I watched The Sentinel, 1977. This was I always bring it up, but on Bravo's like 100 scariest moments in movies and stuff like that, it was on there.
Who's in it?
Yeah, what the heck is this one about?
This sounds super familiar.
Okay, so this movie's about this model. Back in the past, she tried like ending her own life. I know you can't really say that act on YouTube, so I always say whatever you can say. But she always tried to take her own life back in the day. Now she's like a model. She's going out with this lawyer who is played by Prince Humperdinck. And she's like, they're like engaged, but she's not like fully ready to commit. So she wants to get her own place. And this place is like an old abandoned kind of apartment building. And the only one that lives there is a priest that just sits up on the top floor looking out. And you find out that the place is kind of haunted, and like it's like a gateway from hell, a gateway to hell, I guess. And then that priest is pretty much a sentinel that guards that portal so nothing gets unleashed on the world. This one was okay. Wasn't my favorite. It is very mid, I guess. There is some surprises in this though. Like one of the cops on the case is a very young Christopher Walken, and I wasn't expecting him at all, and he just showed up, and I was like, "What the?" And he has like one line in this movie. He's pretty much just like looking on and like he's always like chewing on he's always like chewing on gum.
Bears!
And then there's one character early on in the scene, and I was like, looks like Jeff Goldblum, but that can't be him because why would he be in this? And it was him, and I was like, what the
Goldblum and Walken.
This is the same director as Death Wish. I was like, why does this sound familiar? And Jeff Goldblum was in that as like a bit part too.
Yeah.
Like maybe 30 seconds.
He has a little bit more in this one. He's got a couple lines. But it's okay. You find out like because at first you're like, oh, she's got some very interesting roommates or like neighbors, but turns out they're ghosts. They're not even there. Everyone's like, what are you talking about? You don't have no neighbors. And she's like, what?
You've got no neighbors.
But yeah, it was okay. It wasn't creepy at all. I was more surprised by Christopher Walken and Jeff Goldblum.
The true horror.
You're more pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to get off the list, so I did. Okay, now I'm going to YouTube. So I want to shout out Killian Experience. He had a new video this week. It was on Pokemon X and Y. But his best videos are there's two, history of cinema and history of music. Super funny, great videos. I highly recommend those. And then the next one I watched was the YouTuber is called June the King. And then it was about, I don't know if you remember this YouTuber. I showed you once before, Thomas, Cryotic. He was like a creepypasta reader. I really liked him. And this was about like kind of what happened to him. And at first you think, oh, because I had no idea what happened to him. I just stopped watching creepypastas after a while. And so I was like, oh, I want to see what happened to this guy. And so the lead up, you're thinking, oh, he had some like mental health problems and he's like super depressed and stuff like that. So you're like, oh, he probably had to just like get away from it to kind of like get better. Nope. Much like every drama on YouTube and a lot of YouTubers, not a good guy. Talking to a lot of 16-year-olds on Discord.
Why is it always that age? Like what the hell?
I was going to say, like, I was talking to Carlos this week and I was like, I have found just like after all these drama videos that YouTubers are either okay guys, like cool guys, like Markiplier. If you said anything, he did anything, I'd be like, no, not Mark. He's too pure.
Not good old Mark.
But if it's not Markiplier, it's just these guys that cannot help but talk to like underage people, and you're like, dude, what is wrong with you? Just don't do that.
Yeah.
And you get really, it's pretty upsetting because you're like, oh, I thought I knew this guy. I thought he was cool, and then he's not, and you're like, oh, that sucks. And you can't go back and watch their videos because you're like, eh. But yeah, I'm finding out a lot, and YouTubers kind of suck. We need some more Markipliers, some pure men.
We're pretty pure
and women, pure men and women. But that's all I watched.
Cool. Who's Taryn? Thomas?
I guess it's me. So going down some YouTube stuff real quick. Did a whole like watch like marathon of Demolition Ranch. He's like, do you guys know
really eats a lot of ranch?
He demolishes it.
What was this? FPS Russia? Do you remember that guy?
Little.
He was like that guy that did like the fake Russian accent. And he had all the guns and stuff. He's like, this is FPS Russia, that kind of thing. It's kind of like that, but he's in Texas. He's really funny. does like some weird. It's like, guess what? I bought this bulletproof Suburban. We'll see if it's actually bulletproof and like that kind of stuff. He'll buy like Call of Duty guns. Like, is this really what this does? And yeah. Anyway, I was talking to Michael about this. I got into a weird. It's like a genre of YouTube I didn't know existed. It's CRT horror of Jurassic Park, and like it exactly. That's you. Go ahead.
There's a whole trend of like dinosaur horror.
Yeah, exactly. But the ones I'm finding are mostly based in Jurassic Park kind of stuff. But I'm finding that it's like lost footage type of stuff of dinosaurs, and some of them are genuinely creepy. And I found one called JSP Jurassic Park. It's just a small channel, kind of interesting. There's like a few that actually like kind of like shoot, kind of got me. So just very random crap. Then I did another YouTuber. He's called Administrative Results. He's kind of a gun tuber guy. He did this. He did this expedition called Finnish Brutality. Is this this gun course that's held in Finland, and it's crazy. Like the amount of physicality that they had to do is insane. But what's kind of funny is that they did this whole course, and it's right next to a bar and a sauna. So every time that they're done with the day, it's like a 3-day event. They would like drink really heavily and then go sauna for some, like that was a thing. Sauna.
The Finnish love the sauna.
They do love the sauna. As they
They're
say.
the ones that slap each other with like
Yeah, the leaves.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite parts is that I actually went to some of the other YouTubers that were there, and he's in the Administrative Results is in the background. There's this one event where they all had to dig foxholes. Like it was like 20, 30 people that had to dig individual foxholes. Well, at the end of it, they're all like talking and filming, and you just see Administrative Results like just kind of walk toward the edge, get in one foxhole, and then he bunny hops in the background to each foxhole for like 2-3 minutes. It's just him effing around. Really good. It's a fun channel. And then another last YouTube channel I wanted to shout out was one that Jared actually knows. AI President's Chats. Some of the funniest things I've ever seen on YouTube. Weirdly enough, the one I just watched is the Star Wars Girls tier list that they just did. So we did one too. So I think it's great. And then the Halo games is one of the funniest ones I've seen. Especially when they talk about where Bungie ended and 343 took over. It's hilarious.
One of the funniest Star Wars jokes is the where would you rank Attack of the Clones? and he's like, oh, that's F tier.
F tier.
And then Biden's like, how dare you? I'll kill everyone right now. That goes in S. And they're like, what are you talking about?
The show. The movie, Joe. The movie. Oh yeah, no, that's F tier. You're right. It's like, good Lord, like you almost wiped off the entire planet. Yeah. Great channel. I really recommend it. So then I watched some movies. First one I watched is called Hunting Elephants. It is an Israeli made movie. It's about these old Israeli pre-establishment of the state of Israel, like 1946, 47. It's like these old fighters that are like retired, and they end up having to rob a bank to help out one of their grandsons. It's really funny. It's a very small movie. Patrick Stewart's in it. He plays a British what do you call it?
He's not British?
Well, no, he is British.
Oh, okay.
He's like not an expatriate, but you know what I mean. If you know some of the history between Israel and England, they did not get along well in the 40s. Really good movie. I remember actually taking my mom to see this when it came out like 10 years ago, and it's a really good movie. Really small though. It's only like 70 minutes long, I think. So then I got Heat, the Michael Mann movie in. I got I ordered the 4K director's cut, and I watched that on my 4K TV. It's awesome in 4K. Not as cool as the one we went to in Dallas, Jared. Though, yeah, that we walked out of that almost deaf though, so that was loud. Then I watched a ghost movie called Coroniko. Actually watched this a while back, but I wanted to rewatch it. It's the first Criterion collection I ever owned, actually. It's a ghost story about this woman and her mother who get murdered by these samurai, and then they come back and they are like ghost people, but also cats. Actually, black cats. They look exactly like Luna, believe it or not. So watch out, Jared. You might be sharing your house with a ghost cat. So
that'd be awesome.
Okay. And then the last thing I wanted to mention. Oh, sorry. I did watch Psych. I'm almost done with it.
Good Lord, man. Just finish.
Well, I'm trying. There's 8 seasons, man. Jeez.
You've seen most of it.
It's like 20 episode seasons though.
Yeah, I'm watching like all of them though. So give me a break. And I'm going to school and I'm watching all this. So shut your mouth.
No, just finish it. You had it all this time. It's been out for years. Shut my mouth.
You refused to finish it. You refused.
Yeah, I do. Shut up. Anyway, so I watched a movie that actually scared the living piss out of me. Like I actually had nightmares.
It did?
Piss is
Yeah.
alive?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's called The Wailing. It's a South Korean movie.
Long movie.
Very long movie. It's like 250 minutes, something like that. It's a long movie.
You say wailing, and I just watched the episode where Dwight is crying over Angela, and Jim and Pam.
There's a lot of crying in this movie.
Jim and Pam stay at his Shroot Farms, and it's just the middle of the night, and you hear from down the hall.
Bose get scared. Yeah, ever since the storm.
Oh, it's so funny.
But yeah, this movie is. I haven't been scared by a movie in a long time, and this one actually scared me. So, I don't know if it was because of what was unseen or some of the dialogue. I don't really know. Like part of it, they're like at one point they're like quoting Bible scriptures, and it really unnerved me, especially this one particular scene. I don't want to give anything away, like at all. I can't.
Enoch lived. Enoch.
No. No.
I can say something without giving it away. Was the only scene that kind of tripped me out was the ritual scene.
That one kind of like made me unnerved. Of like, what is going on? Because it keeps going. It's such a long scene. But the one that really, I don't even want to give it away. I don't want to give it away.
Don't give it away.
It's such a good movie.
Give it away.
Give it away now.
Jesus,
I knew you were gonna.
Christ, I can't do this anymore.
At least you didn't bring up airsoft.
Man, you guys were so happy.
It was
You know what? I'm just out. Bye.
That was amazing, man.
I rewatched that episode and you guys went off.
Always picking on Thomas. God damn.
Airsoft.
Anyway, Michael, you need to watch this movie.
It's not your turn. It's my turn.
I don't give a crap.
It's still my turn.
He didn't even watch Jared, so we're not following rules. Rules are gone.
It's my turn.
I said I'll watch both of them. I'll watch both of them. You just gotta hold my hand while I watch Possum.
I don't know. I think I could do that one.
I want someone. I prefer people to watch that one alone because I think it'd be creepier.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be creepier.
That's the whole point of horror movies. To catch that high that I can't catch anymore.
Is it my turn?
I don't know.
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to make fun of you the whole freaking time.
All right. So watched four more episodes of Bleach. If you guys want to check out that review, me and Jared actually did a little review on it, so you can check that out. So watch
Don't watch it. It's terrible.
Watch 2 movies. it was kind of a Hulu week for me because I was watching that on Hulu, and then I watched 2 movies on Hulu. Watched the film Watcher, which came out last year. It's about this girl who moves to Romania with her, I think it's her husband. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I watched that for Film Club a while back.
Did you? So it's a bit of a.
Did
I
you?
don't know if you remember on House 6, we watched the trailer for this. And everything.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a slow burn, but I like the atmosphere of it. It's very European. Basically, it's this girl, and she doesn't speak the language over there, so she's just kind of lonely because she doesn't have a job either. So she's living alone, and she notices this guy that's like staring at her from across the apartment because there's like 2 apartments, and she can see across, and she knows this guy's staring at him. So she gets very paranoid because she thinks this guy's like following her. And I won't give too much away because it's a real short movie. So if anyone wants to check it out, what did you think of it, Thomas?
Not my favorite. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't do anything like surprising or new.
Not to give anything away, but they're like, oh yeah, he did it, and you're just like, yeah, duh.
Yeah,
Like-
it doesn't really surprise you or anything. It's just, but I like the atmosphere of the actual movie.
The cinematography is pretty cool, especially with the windows. That's like the
Mhm.
only thing that really stood out to me.
Yeah. And then I watched a movie that is actually going to be my recommendation to Michael. So it is on Hulu, and it is called No One Will Save You. So if you could check that out, I'll talk about it with you next time. Does anyone have any last things they want to say?
I have that on my list already.
Hey, cool. I tried to get Jared to watch it. He wouldn't watch it.
Jeez, Jared,
He said it wasn't scary.
you're coming over.
Yeah, go watch it with him.
Okay.
Oh, that was easy.
Or-
Okay.
All right. Anything to wrap it up? Any last words?
Nah, man. I think I'm just gonna go airsoft,
Oh.
bro.
Yeah, okay. So I did watch Ryan Holliger's review of The Wailing, and one of the best lines that he has, he's like, all right, I'm gonna get into the plot, so brace your arse cheeks. So I'm like, all right, we're in for it. Cool.
Brace him
Brace
with
them.
braces.
Hmm.
Can you?
All right.
Do you have to like put braces? To never mind. I'm not going to say that joke. Anyway,
All right, turn into Hellraiser.
Let's get out of here.
Thank God.
Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff to come. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.